This strip of knitting was knitted on the Addi knitting machine. We cast on in waste yarn, knitted a bunch of rows, and we bound off in waste yarn. And what we want to look at now is how are we going to turn some of this end of the knitting into ribbing. Let's start with the end that's the bound off end, only it's not really bound off, it's scrapped off. We'll turn to the purl side of the knitting and start raveling down every other stitch. I'm showing you now the very right hand edge stitch. Let's skip that one for this piece and start raveling down the next stitch. We're working from the purl side. For this demo, let's ravel down 6 rows. Could be any number, but today let's do 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 to go. Now we have 6 rungs of what I'm going to call a ladder. You need to take a latch hook or a crochet hook. I prefer a latch tool. If you don't have one, you can buy this from a machine knitting supplier, or I teach you how to make a very nice one in one of 2 of my books. One is Cool Tools for Machine Knitters, and one is Cheap Tricks for Machine Knitters. Now see what I'm doing? I'm latching up. Whoops, gotta do it one rung at a time. One rung at a time. So I'm reforming knit stitches, but since we're doing it from the back side, what we have now is knit 1, purl 1. Now, since we need to move on, we're going to need to hold this stitch on something. One possibility is a safety pin. We're doing 1 rib, so we'll skip the next stitch, which is this one, and we will ravel down this one. Let's do this one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry about my voice. I'm getting over laryngitis. Insert the tool in the last real stitch and working from the purl side. Grab a rung, pull it through, grab a rung, pull it through, grab a rung, pull it through, all the way up. Another way that you could hold these stitches so they don't get away from you is to thread them on a spare piece of yarn. And we could use this same piece of yarn all the way across. Eventually, when we have worked the whole end in 1 by 1 rib, we can take a piece of the main yarn and either back stitch or crochet a chain through all of the top row of stitches, whether they are now knits or purls, the ones I'm picking up. And after we've done that, we'll just remove the waste yarn. Now we've also got to start on the other end making ribbing, since this is a scarf. That's another video. See you in a minute.